This week on One Crazy Story, comedian Norm Stulz joins us to talk about the time he got lost on his way to a gig and more.
So we got back in, we made it there, and when we get to the gig, the manager goes, "What route did you take there?" And we said, "Oh, we took that Red Mountain Pass." And she started laughing because they call that a miracle mile. The $1 million miracle mile. I go, "Why do they call it that?" Because she said, most people who have done, say, for $1 million, there's no fucking way I would ever take that miracle mile again.
Hello and welcome to another edition of One Crazy Story. I'm your host, Nate Armbruster, and this week I'm talking with comedian Norm Stulz. Norm is a comedian from Detroit, Michigan. He's been doing comedy forever, and by forever, I mean since the 80s. It's been around a while, man. You just eventually you meet these people, you get to know them, and they turn out to be good friends and nice people. They treat you well. They bring you to their lake house up north to do a gig. It's very nice. Norm's set up a nice life for himself. So in the last year, Norm's been all over the country, just doing gigs everywhere, and the guy couldn't be happier. So Norm was cool enough to come on the show and talk about a few experiences in the last year he's had, and also we talk about maps. Remember when maps were a thing? It really makes you appreciate the technology we have now. There's really no excuse to be late for anything. If you can't find your way around, just don't go anywhere, because you're just... I mean, you shouldn't be behind the wheel of a car. It's pretty easy to figure out these days. I don't know. So it was really cool to catch up with Norm because I don't get to see him that much. And also find out where Norm's performing at. The guy's hilarious. He has a great show. He does a great job. You can go to normstulz.com. The link will be in all of the descriptions for this. So if you guys want to connect with Norm online, just go to normstulz.com and find out where he's performing at, find all of his social media. So get in touch with Norm. Go see him live. He's a great show. You won't regret it. Also, subscribe to the show on iTunes. All of the podcast apps. You can find us. We're everywhere. So, and I don't know who us is. It's just me. But you can subscribe everywhere. Do that. It helps the show. Leave a review. Also, that'd be fantastic. 5 stars, preferably. That helps. And thank you for listening. If you're listening to this, holy shit, thank you. That's very nice of you, because you don't have to. I know you don't have to, and that's it's awesome. So thanks for tuning in or downloading or listening, whatever it is you're doing. And I'd like to hear from you as well. Follow me on all the social media at Nate Comedy or One Crazy Story. It's easy to find. Just get in touch. Let me know what you think of the show. If you know someone who wants to be on the show, or if you yourself want to be on the show. If you got a story to share, email me directly at onecrazystory@gmail.com. I would love to hear from you. And now, without further ado, enjoy this week's episode with myself and comedian Norm Stulz. Norm, how are you, buddy?
Oh, man. You know, me, Nate, on a bad day, I'm better than most, brother. So I'm doing well.
Dude,
doing really good.
I don't even know when the last time I saw you was. It might have been when I actually stayed at your place doing that gig up north.
Oh, that's right. We did the whole Playhouse, and we went on a boat ride. Yeah, I did up some chicken kebabs.
Dude.
I do remember that. Yeah, that was maybe a year ago, maybe 2. I don't know. It all blurs together when you...
I think it was about a year ago.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
You got the hookup up there. It's a nice place. Nice place,
Yeah,
good food.
It's a compound. You know, it's your basic, your basic run-of-the-mill 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath place on a lake. Now, who doesn't have one?
No, seriously.
I know I'm pissing people off left and right already. Look, my wife took care of all the money. She hid it from me, and then we spent it when I didn't know I had it. So that's why I got what I got.
You know, as long as you find a woman that spends it on that, I mean, you can't complain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she only collects one thing, and it's flip-flops, and they're $3.99 a piece. Like, I couldn't care less.
It's not bad at all.
Exactly. My friends are like, "Dude, look how many flip-flops she's got." To go, "Dude, those are $3 bills, you moron." Okay. Over here's a piece of art was $41,000. I said, "Trust me, she can have as many flip-flops as she wants."
So you live up there full time now, right?
Right. We're in Houghton Lake, Michigan, right in the middle of Michigan. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Dude, that's
beautiful.
amazing.
But let's see, what's today's date? May, or sometime in May. I have slept one night so far in 2018 in my own bed. We've been on tour. We left on tour January 1st, and we've been in 17 states. I've done 42 shows, 9 of them new venues, 12,500 miles.
Wow.
3 months in Florida, because, if you're going to live in Michigan, then you got to find a way to work Florida. So we did everything down there. It was great. It's been a great first year. And,
you're hitting it hard.
Going up Thursday. Yeah, things are good right now. We're booked up. I got 5 or 6 weeks booked into 19 already. So life
Oh,
is,
that's great.
knock on Formica, life's good. Every place we're going wants us back, including one little police department in Indiana. But I'm not going back there. Wants me, but I can't go back there. No, that's not true. They don't want me. Just kidding.
They kicked Norm
But yeah,
out.
we've been working a lot, and things are just great, Nate. Things are
I'm
great.
so
What can
glad
I
to
say,
hear that.
brother?
That's the
Yeah,
nice
man.
thing. That's why I like doing this podcast, because I can catch up with people like you that I don't get to see a lot, but we're both
Right, right.
around, but we're just at different places at all times, it seems like. That's the weird part about your comedian friends, when everybody's in a different location every week, it seems.
Yes, exactly. I was in the same space. Well, I was in the same town with Dave Landau, Matt Holt, and Bill Bouchard last
Yes.
weekend up in Frankenmuth. We did this comedy festival, which rocked.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I saw Matt Holt. So
Yeah. When do you
and
get, when,
and you and I both agree that that's the least person you want to see out of that group.
yeah. Yeah. I hope he hears this. Oh, God.
I do too.
Yeah, I'm sure he's a big fan of my podcast.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. He and those other 11 comics
But
are
it's,
just
yeah.
tuned in. Oh, things are great.
This thing is like, you've been doing comedy how long? I mean, you've been on the road for how many years?
Wow. I started professionally in 81 at Ridley's
Yeah.
and started headlining 1986. So, and I've been all over
Yeah.
I think I've been in every state except two. And one of those is Alaska.
Oh, really?
But I've been working,
You got to make that happen.
Well, yeah, it's on my list. Well, actually, my life, Nate. I'm married to an amazing woman, Sharon. My wife, Sharon Marie. We've been together forever, since the seventh grade.
Mm-hmm.
We've been together, and so any decision I make, she lets me know if I want to make it or not. So she's decided we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna go see. We're gonna go to Alaska for our 50th wedding anniversary.
Hey.
That's how long we've been together.
50 years?
A couple more years. Yeah, well, we got married in 71, so it won't happen for a few more years. But
Well, you can round up.
that's when we're going to do Alaska. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do it. If I want to get a hold of Norwegian and go back and do another cruise. I've done cruises before, but I'm wondering if I want to go back and do a cruise, or if I just want to lay low and
Yeah.
just
Shit, man.
enjoy the fact that we're standing there doing nothing.
Your life is a
Shit.
cruise.
It is the cruise, man.
That's
I've been
nice.
on cruise control for years. And my wife Sharon travels with me. You know that. Sharon and I've been all over. And it's really great to have a partner that can jump behind the wheel and, travel 80 miles an hour, who doesn't get high or drink.
Yeah.
So that makes it a bonus.
She's your accountant, your driver, your manager, your...
I've been with other comics. I was with a comic once, and we were both a little liquored up. It was back in the day, and I was a little liquored up, and he was a little liquored up, and he was a little smoked up.
Yeah.
We had an old car, and it had like two rings on the front of the vehicle, and I was sleeping. In the passenger seat. You got a picture of my head against the passenger window, and then I look over at him, and he's got his head against the left side of the driver's window, and he's sighting down the sight that's down at the end of the fender.
Mm-hmm.
But I look over, and he's got one eye closed. Okay, so his right eye is closed, and his left eye is looking down the thing. So I wake up and I look over, and all I see is this guy who looks like he's sleeping because I can't see his other eye down the
Oh, shit. So you're just like...
So I scream, which freaked him out, and he screamed, and went screaming sideways through a corn pasture, did a couple of donuts. I said, I thought you were sleeping. He goes, don't ever scare me again. So we started fist fighting each other in the middle of the cornfield. And who hasn't done that?
Wait. So you guys got into a fight?
No, just, how you punch each other when you're driving. Well, not when you're driving, like after you almost crash, once we realize, oh my God, I'm so happy.
Just that shock. Well, it just hit me right now, so I know I'm alive.
Exactly. That, and, sooner or later, one of us is going to have to pee, so it's going to work out. I got a call years ago. This is two stories about being on the road. Let's do this. Let's do this first one. We were in January. We were in New Mexico, and we were on our way to a place called Montrose, Colorado, up in the middle of the Colorado Rockies. Now, my wife and I are driving in the car, and she drove for a few hours out of Albuquerque, and we're heading up past Farmington, New Mexico, and we're going to go into Colorado, and we head up into the Rockies. And I pull over, we pull over, and I take over driving, and I look, and your GPS thing will tell you how many miles it is and how long it's going to take.
Uh-huh.
So this GPS thing says it's going to be 81 miles. It's going to be 2 hours and 47 minutes. And I go, what? I said, that's just something's wrong with my
Right.
GPS. Because I back up at 82.4 miles an hour. So there's no way
Well,
that
yeah.
this is going to take me this long to get 80 miles. These people are idiots.
And you know your shit because you've...
Yeah, exactly. I've been driving for a million years.
Right. And you remember when maps were a thing. Like, that's the thing.
Oh, yeah,
like
well, that's my first story. My first story is about actual paper maps.
Yeah.
This one has to do with GPS.
That's
So
hilarious.
we're driving up, and pretty soon see Line Punch, everything's good. It says, Red Mountain Pass. Like, oh, cool, this ought to be pretty. It's a mountain pass, and then we start climbing. We get up past the tree line in elevation, and of course it starts snowing, and there's no guardrails, Nate.
No?
There are. It's a back. They're doing. You're going back against where you've already been. They're doing back.
Oh, no.
Tails and stuff, and I think it's beautiful, but it's so scary. I can't look at anything but this little narrow road, and of course just enough snow, so that, so you're
panicking, man. I'd be losing my shit.
So finally, I tell Sharon, I go, can you just take a picture? And that's when I realized they're crying and trying to keep it to herself. I can't. So now I've got a hysterical wife, and I'm still freaking out trying to drive around these stupid corners.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, she actually screamed at me, slow down! I was going 12 miles an hour. 12. And she screamed at me to slow down. It was terrible. It was the worst. And then we finally get to this town, and I have to pry my hands off of the wheel. And we get out, use the bathroom in every way you can use a bathroom.
Talk about a relief.
About it.
Like, dude, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it the best feeling ever, though?
Yeah. And then I went to the lady at the front desk, and I go, I'm going to need a pack of gum, and please tell me this is over. She goes, oh, we're the halfway point. Sharon just started crying again right next door.
No.
I don't know where to go. I'm like, oh, God, we got to go all the way up. So we got back in, we made it there, and when we get to the gig, the manager goes, what route did you take here? And we said, oh, we took that Red Mountain Pass. And she started laughing. She goes, they call that a miracle mile. The $1 million miracle mile. I go, why do they call it that? Because she said, most people, when they're done, say for $1 million, there's no fucking way I would ever take that miracle mile.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we did the gig. It was a great gig. And then the next day, Sharon goes, I don't want to go down those roads anymore. Like, honey, we're in the middle of the Colorado.
We have no
Rockies.
Choice.
Unless you've got a helicopter coming in to chopper us out, we got to go back that way. So she was so scared. We were on our way to Flagstaff, Arizona from the Rocky Mountains. I had to go up into Utah. Okay, I had to go all the way into Utah and cut across and drop straight down into Arizona. So
just to avoid
past the same ones. Yeah.
Dude, that's what your wife of nearly 50 years. That's how you stayed.
Oh,
yeah, you do that for her. I'd be like, just take an Ambien. I'll see at the bottom.
Well, I wish I'd take. The only saving grace was Adrian Cosby. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, I know Adrian.
Cosby. Yeah, Adrian. He was featuring for me that week, and he drove the same ride. And we're sitting at the gig, and he comes in and sits down at the table with us, and he goes, dude, did you take that stupid road? I said, yeah. I said, what did you think? He goes, my car heard words it had never heard before. Okay. He was speaking in tongues. He was so freaked out about it.
It must have been really bad then.
That's what made me feel better, because here's a guy that's 30 years old.
Yeah.
He's half my age, and he thought it was scary, which made me feel good, because I thought it was just because I was elderly and I had a screaming wife at me.
There's something to that, though. The stress of having your wife with you on top of that, like it's that, and then you're like, am I crazy? Can I just not see as good as I used to? Or what is it? You're just trying to figure out if you're a psycho or not.
Exactly.
But I'm trying to think
like I said, just enough snow so that
it was deadly.
So you would lose a little grip once in a while. And it was like 87 miles, like I said, of treacherous turns. There was 9.5 feet of guardrail.
Oh.
9.5 feet of guardrail.
I'm getting my palms are getting sweaty just thinking about it.
Oh my God, it was terrible. When I let go of the wheel, I had red marks across my hand from where I was gripping it so tight.
Mm-hmm.
Remind me of an old Steve Ayotte bit. where he thought he had a UTI, but actually was just gripping it too tight. One hand like grip, that's all you need. So.
Dude, that's great when you could apply that to driving through the Rockies. We got to tell him. We got to tell Steve.
So we made it through there. Then we went to Flagstaff, Arizona, did a couple of casino shows down to Laughlin.
Yeah,
and
it's a nice little run.
Top. Yeah, and then all the way out, and then we did all over Florida. So I've got, so I don't want it to sound like it was a terrible time, because I did play 70 rounds of golf, so it's not like it worked a lot.
Yeah,
But, it was good. And that was with GPS. About 25 years ago, pre-GPS, I had an agent call me and he said, "Can you do a gig in Atlantic Beach?"
You're like, "Yes, I can."
Atlas. Yeah, Atlas. I get my Atlas out and I look up, and I'm looking. I have no idea where it's at, so I look up under Atlantic Beach, and it points me to a page. I go to the page, and it says it's near Myrtle Beach. So I asked the agent, I go, "Is that north of Myrtle Beach?" He goes, "Yes." I go, "Okay, cool. I'll do that." Because I've got to be in Columbus, Ohio for Pepsi-Cola, okay, on Wednesday night. I have Thursday off, and I'll do Friday, Saturday at Atlantic Beach.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm deciding. So I got Thursday. I go, I'll just drive down to Georgia and hang out with some friends in Georgia, then cut across to Myrtle Beach. And I'm like, well, let me just check out the venue, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know me, a typical comic. I got up at the crack of noon.
Yeah, and you hadn't been to this place before, right? You hadn't been there.
No, never been anywhere near there. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll just get up the crack of noon. I'll mosey over and do Myrtle Beach, hang out on the beach for a while, and then go do the gig. So I'm driving over, and I find Myrtle Beach. I go, well, let me just see the venue. So I'm driving past north of Myrtle Beach, and there's a sign that says Atlantic Beach. I go, cool, I'm here, and I'll be able to get here in plenty of time and do the gig. And as I'm driving down, there's like liquor stores with bars on them.
Oh yeah.
There's houses boarded up, and I'm thinking, man, I don't think I'm going to see a Sheridan pop up.
This
here.
really isn't that beachy, is it?
Oh no, it wasn't beachy at all. It was more ghetto-y. I don't know if ghetto-y is a word, but it was not beachy.
Yeah, definitely not something you'd be like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting.
So I get up my contract. Remember when people sent you contracts?
Oh yeah.
This contract, and I'm looking at it. And it says Norm Stulz. I got the right date. Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. I'm like, what the hell? What did I do wrong? Then I realized that Atlantic Beach, North Carolina, is in a different state than Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I don't know if you know. In Michigan we have an upper peninsula and a lower peninsula, which are kind of the same. Yeah. But in Carolina, there's two different states, and they're not connected with a little bridge. No, they're way far away. Yeah. So I was now, of course, I've monkeyed around, got up late, went over. Now I've got 2.5 hours to get to a pre-production meeting, with sound and lights and crap. And I'm in the wrong state.
How far away are you?
State. Oh, it was about. Well, it depends on the speed. You got to remember that distance has things to do with speed. And unlike in Michigan where they go, how far is Traverse City? It's 3.5 hours. Okay, there's no miles involved. It's just how long will it take you to get there. And you can adjust that by going 70 or 90 or 100. And so I realized that I was in the wrong state, and I had a bag phone. Are you even old enough to remember a bag phone?
I know what they were. I never saw one or used one.
Yeah, it was a bag phone that you had to sit up on the dashboard of your car, and it had a little curly antenna.
It's
and then
great.
If the wind was blowing right, you could get a signal. And I think I had 80 minutes a month for $400 or something.
Oh, shit.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was actually cheaper to hire a kid to ride a bicycle to wherever you wanted to go and have him just tell him.
You're about to break even on this gig at this point, if that.
Oh, my God. So I remember calling Sharon and telling her I was something along the state, that I was in the wrong state, and I was late, and I used the word fuck about 108 times in the first 4 minutes. And all she could hear was, she didn't know if I was in a cliff or stuck behind a traffic. I was swerving around school buses. It didn't matter to me at this point. I was late.
Yeah.
And I went screaming through Camp Lejeune. in North Carolina.
North Carolina, yeah,
And
Jacksonville.
They let me go through. I'm like, I'm lost. I have to get to this place by this. And he goes, okay, just go straight through here.
Mhm.
Don't look left or right because it's all private. I'm like, okay. So I got there in time for the meeting, and then of course the rest of the weekend, every show they're like, if he can find his way to the stage.
That's hilarious.
Dipshit Norm Stulz.
Dude, it's so funny thinking about what you had, like what you and like everyone else working back then had to go through just to get to a gig. Like I remember actually, you know, one of the first times we worked together, and I was almost late. I had the wrong, something happened. I can't remember, but I showed up and I remember you going, because we made the same comments about the mat, you know, you remember what an atlas is? And it's like, I can't even imagine the stress of like, I got to get to a gig. Like there's no excuse at this point to be late for anything. And then on top of that, it's like, if you're late, you got to pull over, find a payphone, call the person. And now at this point, I'm just sending you a text on the way like, hey, I'll be 10 minutes late.
Right. It's
Just,
you know, the communication thing is different. I remember 100 years ago, again, a long time ago, my brother-in-law, Steve, his company car was a Porsche. 911, I don't care, pick a number. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never bought one, so I don't know. But we're doing New Year's Eve, and we're in Lima, Ohio. Okay, you've been to Lima or past it, I'm sure, down south on 75 by where you are. Well, I had never been there before. I never been there. And it was a Yoder gig. And so I call John, I go, is this just south of Toledo? He goes, yeah, it's just south of Toledo. Well, it is just south of Toledo. Like you know where Perrysburg's at?
Yeah.
That's just south of Toledo. Okay.
Yeah. Lima's about 45 minutes to an hour southeast or west, southwest.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
it's a little different.
Steve was driving, and we had a couple of cocktails.
Sure.
And when we turned from 23 onto southbound I-75, it said Lima, 82 miles, and I've got like 30 minutes to get there for a New Year's Eve gig. And I look at Steve, I go, man, what's good? And he looks at me and goes, we can do this. I'm like, what? He goes,
yeah.
This car loves to go fast. And he goes,
just books it.
I'm going to tell you what, Nate, I've never gone that fast for that length of time and not been in an aircraft.
Oh, shit.
It was like, we were zooming, little towns were going by like, I don't know, like they were lampposts, just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, and you can, in that thing, you can move, like, I mean, and in that area, you can just, you're not going to hit anything. You're just it's all farm. It's all farmland.
And he said, if you see any police, just let me know. I'm like,
yeah, right.
What are we going to do? He goes, I'm going to outrun him. He goes, this isn't wide open yet. We're only going 120.
That is so fast. Were you scared at all? Is it kind of like being in the Rockies?
I was scared to death.
That's hilarious.
Then we get there, and I'm about 6 minutes late. Okay, and I abhor tardiness.
That's not bad.
I'm about 6 minutes late, and I go running in, and the guy goes, we're going to push the show back about an hour. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go throw up real quick, and I'll be back.
Oh, good. Thank God. Do you have a washer and dryer here I could use? Where can is there a place I can buy some new underwear?
Right. I'm going to go over to Target and pick up some underwear then.
Yeah, because I need to reevaluate my life real quick. Yeah, so you have a website in that where people can find out where you're performing at? Because you're all over the place these days.
NormStulz.com. Yep.
NormStulz.com too. You do the social media. I follow you. I see you on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do Instagram at NormComic.
Yeah.
And I forget my Twitter handle, dinkydick.com.
Dinkydick.com. Yeah, right. That's great. Well, I mean,
much. I look at all the masters. I look at Bob the Suit and you and a whole bunch of people, Dwoskin and guys that I know that do that.
Yeah, just all Twitter and all that silly social media stuff. It's a lot of fun, but who needs it? You're living that good life. You don't need it. Yeah, we're all just.
I'm trying to come out with a good tweet, and then I'm thinking, just line up this third putt. Okay, it's gonna cost you money.
Yeah, Norm Stulz problems, man. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is. It's Norm's world. Norm's world.
That's awesome. Dude, I'm so glad you're doing well, man. This is good. It's fun to talk with you.
Thanks, brother. Yeah, it's been a blast. I don't know when I'm going to be down by you guys. I have no idea.
Anytime, man.
I know that I'm doing a whole bunch of shows around the country, and I don't memorize them anymore. If somebody puts them into my calendar and they wake me up on like they'll wake me up Thursday and go, dude, You got to be in Indianapolis. Okay.
Yeah, wherever my wife tells me, I'm going.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly what it is.
That's
really,
awesome.
it's really amazing because I'll do a set or, do a week and I'll be in Vegas or anywhere. And I'll just have this big head, and I'll get home and go, hey, I got 5 standing ovations. And Sharon goes, that is so cool. Take out the garbage. Just like.
Let's just bring you right down back to reality. Right back to reality. That's so
She's kept
great.
me alive all these years, brother. You know that. So.
No, I love it.
All right, Nate. Well, I hope to see you soon, man. I wish everybody well out there, but everybody travel safe and make people laugh. That's what we do.
You too, buddy. Thanks so much for being on the podcast. I appreciate it.
My pleasure, man. Talk soon.